Welcome my friends, I'm Bob Schrupp and I'm a physical therapist. Today we're going to talk about the top 3 home treatments for shoulder impingement. Now I'm assuming that you've been diagnosed with the diagnosis of shoulder impingement, or maybe you think that you just have it because of the way your shoulder is acting. Generally the way shoulder impingement presents itself is that quite often you're going to have pain at what we call end range. Let's say this is the right arm that's affected. You're going to have pain, feels like a pain right at the end as you're bringing it up. Sometimes it happens at 90 degrees. The pain is often in the front or the lateral or the front or side part of the shoulder. And you can also often feel pain when you're laying on that shoulder. The final thing is, quite often people feel it when they're reaching behind their back, as women often have to do to unhook their bra. So if that's something that you're having, the pain is limited kind of to the shoulder, not going into the neck or going down the arm, you may have shoulder impingement. And basically what's happening there is you have the ball, which is the humerus, going into the socket of the shoulder, and there's not enough room there between the two. And it's pinching some of the tendons, some of the rotator cuff tendons. And that can be happening for a number of reasons, but the things that I'm going to show you today would help correct that. So let's talk about the top 3. The first 2 are things you can do throughout the day. Actually, you can do every hour if you'd like. And the last one is one that I'd like to see you dedicate a portion of the day to doing, just a set of exercises. So the first one that you really want to pay attention to is your posture. Posture is always so important with so many things, but it's also important with your shoulder. The more you hunch forward and slouch like this, the easier it is for the shoulder to pinch. So what you want to work on is your posture, and one of the best exercises for doing that is just to sit up straight and squeeze your shoulder blades together and down. So I'm bringing my shoulder blades back, they're squeezing together, and now I'm also pushing them down in this direction, if you can imagine that. And I'll count for a good 10 seconds, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good way to do it is even put your arms out like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I can really feel the shoulder blades squeezing together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you could do a good set of 10 of those every hour, I realize you're not going to do them every hour, but even if you can do them 5 times a day, especially if you have a desk job, you can just stop. It's a good way to wake you up, good way to try to get you a little more invigorated. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's treatment number 1. That good posture is going to help put the shoulder in a better position so it doesn't pinch as easy. The second one is a very simple one to do too. All you need is a countertop or a tabletop or something that, and again, I'm going to assume it's my right arm that's giving me trouble. What you're going to do is you're going to lean forward onto a countertop or a bed or something that's fairly solid actually, and you're going to push down with your arm. So if the tabletop wasn't there or the countertop wasn't there, my hand would be pushing down like this. Now you're going to keep pushing down the entire time that you do this exercise. So I'm starting to push down, and now I'm going to walk away. And what that's doing is it's pushing the head of the humerus, the top of this bone, back, down, and in, so it's sinking well into the socket. So it's giving plenty of room for the tendons to move. So again, we're going to start here. I'm pushing down, I'm walking back. 1, I'm walking forward, walking back. 2, walking forward. 3, and again, you can do 10 of these. You can do them throughout the day. Very good reminder for where the bone is supposed to be, and it's actually starting to help strengthen the muscles that help put it in place. This one alone, by the way, I used it when I was having a little bit of impingement problems, and it really made a difference for me, so I'm a believer in it. The third treatment you're going to do, home treatment, is actually you're going to do some strengthening to the rotator cuff, because quite often the rotator cuff, which by the way, you hear the term rotator cuff, is actually 4 muscles. And quite often those rotator cuff muscles have to work all together, all coordinated to help rotate and keep that ball down into the socket, so there's plenty of room for the tendons so they don't get pinched. So we're going to start off with, there's 3 basic exercises that you're going to want to do. The first one, and it's probably best to do this in a standing position. I'm going to stay sitting just so you can see me on the camera. But in a standing position, you can take a light weight. If you don't have a weight, just take a soup can. This is actually a can of pears. I love pears. I think they're healthy for you. Unsweetened, you know, just in the pear juice. So I'm going to take a can of pears and I'm going to move my arm out about halfway between, you know, here straight forward, here straight out to the side, about halfway. Now that's right in line with the shoulder blade, and this is the position that you want to be in. And you can do it with your thumb up. They used to have you do it what we call empty can exercises to get the supraspinatus is what we're trying to do here. But I want you to do a thumb up. They found, at least the research I've seen now, is that the one targets the muscle better. So you can go ahead and do, 20 to 25 reps of this. This is a very light weight, but it should be. This is a very small muscle, and the thing that you want to do is high reps and a low amount of weight. So you can go ahead and do a good 20 to 25 repetitions, and then take a little rest, and then you can do another 2 sets if you like. You can actually do 3 sets of 25 if you like. Alright, that's the supraspinatus, and we're going to strengthen that muscle. You can do both sides if you like, keep both in shape. Again, a light weight. I got a weight here, this is probably 3 pounds. That's probably pushing the higher end of what you want to do. Alright, the second exercise that you're going to do is actually going to be in a side lying position. So here's, again, the right arm is the one I'm going to work on. I'm going to lay on my left side. You do this on the bed or on the floor. And I want you to take a towel and put it underneath your arm like this. And this is external rotation is what we call it. You want to maybe have a pillow for your head too, but I'll be fine right now. But what you want to call it, maybe it just is, and I heard it so eloquently called on the internet, is an outie. We're going to do outies and we're going to do innies. So with the 1 pound weight or the 3 pound weight or whatever you have, you're going to have the weight underneath the arm. You're keeping the right arm at a 90-degree angle, a right angle, and you're just going to work it up. You can bring it up high if you want. That's fine. And you're going to go ahead and do 20 to 30 of these, 3 sets. Now again, it doesn't seem like very much weight. It is high reps, and believe it or not, I can feel this. And I do work out nearly every day. So you'll feel this. This is working that muscle. This is a great one to do to even prevent shoulder injuries. Alright, the final one you want to do is you're actually going to lay on the side of the shoulder now. I'm going to get rid of my towel. Laying down like this, and get it with the arm at the right angle. And now you're going to bring it up like this. Now of the 3 exercises you're doing, this one's going to be the easiest. Because not only do you have the subscapularis, which is one of the rotator cuff muscles doing this, but you also have the pec muscles helping, and probably even the latissimus dorsi a little bit. So this is going to probably be the easiest one for you. Again, right angle at the elbow, bringing it up, doing the innies. The other one was the outies. So you do those 3 exercises 1 time a day. Those 3 strengthening exercises 1 time a day, probably 3 sets of 20 to 30. Or 20 to 25 would probably be good enough. So remember, it was this one, out, and in. So give these a try. Hopefully it'll help, and I'd like to encourage you to subscribe to me. I'm going to provide you information on physical therapy, kind of the things within my circle of competence, which is physical therapy, investing, and also I got a lot of information on business.